It's Gurley power. Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Todd Gurley, fresh off a standout performance a week ago, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Los Angeles Rams. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. A few short moments ago, running back Todd Gurley trying to fire up the Ram faithful here in Southern California as his guys get set to do battle with the Miami Dolphins. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
To throw is Goff. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
The first down run with Gurley, good for only about 3. It's second down now. A gain of 3, second down. And on this offensive unit, one guy that's proven himself early in the NFL is Eric Ebron.
A very reliable target for a quarterback. They always love tight ends because they're right in their sight lines. If you get it to this guy, though, he can take it the distance.
On 2nd and 7, Goff. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 40. The numbers for Cooks in that game last week: 7 catches, 57 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
They go with Gurley on first down, but he goes nowhere. They bottle him up for a loss of a couple. A loss of 2 there, second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Out of the gun. Gone. He gets it to Gurley. Complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
And not just speed, not just their physical skills. You know what pulls it all together for this secondary? Their smarts and communication. They play really well as a unit.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, here's Goff. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So here are the Dolphins now as they'll be backed up to start this first drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. I thought the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. 2nd and 14. Throw left side complete. That's Lamb. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it and move forward and pick up the first down.
And as we said, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Back to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down. Goff. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Well, they're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On 2nd and 7, Goff to the right side to Eric Ebron. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Here's Goff. They got a man. It's Woods. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career.
Check 26, check 26.
Goff on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good pickup, 17 yards, and also a Rams 1st down. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
At the 37-yard line.
No score after 1 on EA Sports.
We go tonight. 180. Down to lose 1.
On 2nd and 9, Goff. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 24-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. He's going to let it go deep for the end. And it's caught for a Rams touchdown by Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
On first down, Evans. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
33-yard line.
Let's go, defense.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Black. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. He'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there.
Here we go. 50. Clear. Go.
On second down, it's Evans. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now back to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 31-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there.
Back to throw now on first down. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
On third down, it's Evans. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out. Because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. They've got the lead, and certainly a big reason why some of these catches we take a look at right now.
And I've seen it so many times that when units start to play really well, they feed off of each other and play even better. And they're making every catch possible. Contested, non-contested, easy, difficult, big-time plays. And right now, that's why their team's in the lead.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that? Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
He's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
Second and 13. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Rams on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Goff. Ebron's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Catch number 44 on the year. It's a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Tonight, 20.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Here's Gurley. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the first down marker.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
2 minutes to play in this first half, 7-3, our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. The Dolphins moving with a sense of urgency here. 2nd and 4. Throw left side complete. It's Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll run on first down. Evans.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football. For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On the dump. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. 2nd and 15. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. He'll set up a throw. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This quarterback now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for third down. They'll throw now on the final play. That is caught at the 7. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, where you see the final score there. Deebo Samuel, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, we head over to Detroit. Check on the Lions at home, Ford Field. And it was the visiting Chicago Bears who come away with the victory. 16-10, the final. And then on Monday night, folks, you are in for a treat. They've got a good one lined up between the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, we get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Gott and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Evans. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, third and long. Back to throw. He's going to loft one deep over the middle, and that will be incomplete.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Taken from just outside the 30. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut him down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now Goff gets this into the hands of Brandon Cooks. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 27-yard line.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
On 1st and 10, Goff. And he'll find his target, Woods. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations. Quite the accomplishment. Looking to throw again on second down. Goff, catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On second down and 4, Goff. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
False start, offense.
Well, it's a 3rd and somewhat manageable now, not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Give him 16 yards on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
They should have put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Jared Goff and the Rams headed back onto the field. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
Back to the air. Goff on second down. Short little throw to Ebron. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
It's caught by Bryant. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1 yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Dolphins getting set to go here. And after the punt, they have a long way to go if they want to tie this football game.
And when you say a long way to go, you mean the full 99 yards backed up almost as far as you can be. And they also have to be aware that the defense is going to come after them. A lot of defense will blitz and attack in this situation, hoping to cause a little bit of havoc.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. So a little more space to operate now. 1st and 10 from right around the 12. They'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Look at the spin.
Balance.
Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. To throw is gone, and that's complete to Cooks. Call it a gain of 5, and it's a 2nd down. Final minute now of the third quarter. To throw again on 2nd down. Goff, he gets it to Cooks. 7 yards there and a first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
First and 10.
From the gun, here's Goff. And Woods has it complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the...
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Sack, baby! Sack, baby!
Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
So now here come the Dolphins. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league, totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well. That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. And the stats on his game, they really tell the story. A strong start. I don't know that the defense has really changed a whole lot as opposed to maybe just sticking to that game plan and shutting him down now.
I like where you're going with that because normally we talk about adjustments and drastic changes in a game plan in order to shut someone down. But in this case, maybe they're just sticking with what they worked on all week and they're just making better plays. And so far, they've got to like what they've been doing in the second half.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. It's a Rams 1st down on a pickup of 10. On 1st down, gone. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Here's Goff. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down. The Rams on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Offense.
Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Come on, set. And Lobo, check 53, smart. Quarterback, don't get ready to go.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Being chased out left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 15.
Let him know.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Mark Andrews, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. As the Rams offense comes back out, here is the NFC playoff picture coming into the weekend. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football. Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And now he'll tuck it and run. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Watch twist.
A shotgun snap for Gone. He wants it all for the end zone. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Brandon Cooks, his second touchdown of the night. And the Rams tack on to their advantage.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly controlled right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So the Dolphins now down 20-10, and time, a huge factor. A crushing loss to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here, starting with 1st and 10.
On the set. 40 wants the mic. Hey. Ready. And go.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Lamb. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1. Flush to his right. Throwing right, and that's complete. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Just like that.
They'll drop the throw. And his throw is incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Dancing to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
And I think we'll probably see them go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off around the 37. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. John Johnson with the INT. And the return will stop right around the 25. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for L.A., they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.